Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Ref the District. I'm Nathan Perry. That's the Stoner. Trev will be joining us here in a little bit. He had something else going on, but don't worry, it will be the three of us today as we break down the game against the Bears. An excellent show for you here as we stream live every Wednesday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And during the season, the game really centers around the game. And so it will be against the Chicago Bears, where we know Jen Leno is cheering on the Washington Commanders. If you didn't catch that after the whistle, be sure to. It was an excellent one. Find out what it's like to be an NFL spouse with all these other jobs. She's a mom. She's in charge of an organization. It's just about everything that she's got. And about as much on her plate, I suppose, as our third member of the trio who's joining us right now. It is Trev. How's it going, sir?
What is this? Have you gone Hollywood on us?
I have. This is my, I saw the first topic was we're supposed to finish talking about how we feel about the Titans. This is how I feel about that game. I'm on Chicago, baby. Chi-town.
You know, what is that? That shirt looks like a Bears shirt.
It's a jacket. I actually got it at TJ Maxx. It's actually a little fall ensemble. I'm not wearing gear until we win. So
you're not wearing any gear. Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we did have somebody already. Steve in the comment section says, "I know the game doesn't start for another 25 hours, but could you just go ahead and change your shirt now, Stoner?
Change it up."
Well, I love that is a thing. Of course, tomorrow night we will be streaming our live play-by-play and commentary. Be sure to check us out there. We already released our Caps preview. If you see Stoner distracted today, it's likely because he has the game up on the TV, and he might interject some of that as we go along. In the cool down, we'll be doing Dala and game predictions as always. For the game, I mentioned it. It's the Chicago Bears. It is the finale of the Wizard of Oz trio of games. We had Jaguars, Tigers, or Lions and Bears. Oh my! Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my! We didn't play the Tigers, or we didn't play a Tiger team, but the Jaguars
are close.
Close enough. We're finishing out that trio, and then here in the warm up, we will be getting Trev's thoughts on the Titans game, as well as wrapping up our conversation over Ron's comments and continued cleanup of that. So we appreciate everyone in the chat already. We mentioned Steven with the comment earlier. Kenneth was the first one on a whole half hour before we were here. Gus Bus asking Stoner to get a Stonely fans.
Hey, he's been asking that for a while. If I get just one subscriber to my Stonely fans, it'll be Gus. I might just do it. Let's go, Gus.
Stonely fans is hilarious. I love it.
It is funny.
Hawk TV in the house. Yam needs a hug. Here's your virtual hug, Yam.
There you go.
We have Fear the Beard in the house as well. Mike Lee, Rockman, OPG Bubbles, Joshua, my mom, Doug, EP also there. Rail, love to see everybody there. Let Trev know where you stand with that Titans loss as we hear from the man himself. Wasn't there for the day after reckoning as usual, but Trev, what are you thinking on the Titans? Final on the Titans. Actually, you were there at the tail end.
I was going to say he was there for most of it.
Well, it wasn't. It was a 2-hour long show. I did forget that he jumped in at the tail end there.
We should have beat the Titans. All they did was run a few times and had one big play. They didn't do anything wow. They didn't do anything that we could stop. It's not like, damn, that was a big play. That one screen was a nice play. Other than that, embarrassing. On to Chicago.
Anything from you, Stoner? Lasting thoughts?
I guess. Kind of what we said on Monday, though. They're a poopy team. Tennessee is, and somehow Washington lost to them, so that might say more about Washington right now than it does Tennessee. I don't know how we lost to that team. We have better stats all the way around and should have beat them at the end of the game. And you know how different this week would be if they had completed a pass.
If you win on a walk-off touchdown?
Yeah. I mean, the entire vibe of this entire organization would be so different today. But we didn't. So here we are, stuck in this rut right now.
It is rough. The team falling to 1-4. A lot of people, not happy with the team. You got Trev not willing to wear gear. I'm still wearing black because I'm in mourning. No, it's just one of our old school Ref the District shirts there. Stoner's got one of the new ones that what's really mad. What makes me mad is this is a very totally selfish thing here. We created those jerseys there. I'm pretty sure I took the loop off, so that song should stop. We're gonna turn it off manually. It was like 6 minutes in, we're still playing the song. I think we're good to go. This completely selfish. Okay, we created the Keep That Same Energy shirt.
Yeah, we did.
And I was really looking forward to a victory to really just push that, right? Not for people to buy the shirt. I mean, if you like the shirt, buy the shirt. I think it's really cool. It's got the Be a Fan as like a name tape on the back. Really cool there, okay? But it's hard to keep that same energy when they lose again. And you're just like, come on. I want to turn around. So we have a couple, for the Perry household, we have the hoodies on order. But I don't think they're going to be here for tomorrow. Don't worry. If we do win tomorrow, the onesie is coming out. Okay.
Oh yeah. Let's
go. The onesie is coming out, but I will definitely sport the Keep That Same Energy shirt a little bit later. So, I think I failed to mention the sponsors. So we're going to mention those real quick before we move on to Ron's comments one last time. We are sponsored by Pacers Running. For every run, they've got you covered. Hit them up in their 5 stores here in the DMV area. And I mean, you don't even have to hit them up, right? Like in person, you can just go online, do a virtual fitting, which we've all done, and it was great. And then, they'll put you in the right pair of shoes for you. You can also go down to Lexington, Virginia, and meet Trev in person. He will sling you a drink and keep those sorrows at bay. He will not be on the live stream tomorrow. He will be at Sky Bar watching the game there. So if you are in the Lexington area, I encourage you to go there, pull us up on your phone, and watch the game with Trev while you're listening to us. There you go. That's how you do that.
I forgot. I made the graphics for all three of us been here, and I gotta go make the GD graphics again. I just forgot. I should have known.
And then we are also sponsored by Manscaped. Be sure to use the code REF. If you head out to manscaped.com, get yourself 20% off and free shipping. And I'm telling you, it's great. I'm actually wearing the boxers again today. So comfy.
They are.
And I wanted to show this. I just got this in literally about 15 minutes ago. I bought some cologne, some Manscaped cologne, and I wanted to open it up. And looky there. Look at that. Huh? Fancy schmancy.
What's it smell? Stoner loves to do the sniff test.
Let's
do the sniff test here real quick.
All right. Little sniff test. Oh, it's a spray. My favorite.
Huge spray.
I heard that. It
smells.
I don't have a sense of smell, so
what does it smell like?
It smells like refined.
Smell like a well-manscaped man. Yeah, so those are our sponsors. We're going to move on from the sponsors. Real quick, I guess I don't have a sense of smell, so you got to let EP knows what it smells like, because she's the one who has to pick out the cologne, because it doesn't matter to me. It's just they're all the same, like alcohol spray.
Yeah, so, I'll let them know. It smells good though. It smells really good.
Excellent. All right, so Washington is 1-4. Ron gets up to the presser on Monday, is asked, and we did have here from Joshua, yes, but the question was specifically, why are we not doing as well as the other teams in NFC East? And Ron said QB.
Yeah, I think that's in response to Mike's previous comment right before that.
Yes, Mike saying, I still don't think Ron called out Carson. I think he was just saying all the other teams have had the QB. They're a lot longer than we've had Carson, which is true in some sense. You still have Daniel Jones learning a new system from a new coach.
Yep.
And you have Cooper Rush, who is a backup who has won 4 games.
Yeah.
Now Cooper Rush has been there for the duration, but that still kind of one of those things. Cooper Rush threw 10 passes this last week and got a win. So I don't think QB is necessarily getting there. Ron did make an apology to the team the next morning and told the reporters, hey, try to clear it up with the team. I had a bad day. Trev, you've had bad days, I'm sure, in the past.
If you had a bad day, yeah. Okay.
So, but what about did those comments from Ron, the cleanup comments about having a bad day and talking to the team? What did you feel about those?
I just need this man to stop talking.
But if you ask a question, though, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. We don't care if you had a bad day, bro. Like you said, it's a damn song called Bad Day. We don't care about it. But I'm glad you did clarify it, because when you just said quarterback, you just instantly sent the media to a frenzy, and this fan base to yet another frenzy. So I'm glad he owned up to his lack thereof on explaining it, and he called a team meeting and had a nice quote unquote conversation with Carson about it. So, and I believe him. It's Ron Rivera. He's never he's a genuine person. I believe when he messes up, he apologizes for, whatever. But now he needs to be accountable for the bad play on the field, like the coaching staff. Like, can you ever just once in your life say that we need to put our players in better position, or we need to do a better job of scheming, or, not just we'll look at the film and go from there, or quarterback, or, he said the same. I don't know. It's just.
I agree with that from a perception standpoint that he has to do that, but that's not going to satisfy all those who totally criticize him or criticize the team. If they're doing terrible and he gets up there and he says, I'm doing terrible job of coaching this team, the fans are going to say, well, then you should get fired. They're not going to say, okay, cool. You took accountability, so that makes everything okay.
You're right.
One thing that fans are going to be pissed off about right now.
I don't necessarily agree with that, right? So there was from at JK Bogan. He put out a tweet today. Rams and Commanders are both struggling. Both QBs are the most sacked in the league.
Yeah.
Reporter, what is going on? McVay responds, we have to help Stafford out. Rivera says quarterback. There's a difference. You don't have to say my coaching sucks to take accountability.
Right.
But something like we have to help our QB out. It sounds a lot better than just the one word answer of quarterback.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the overall. People have been saying this for like 2 or 3 weeks. People have been talking about Ron doesn't take accountability. He never says I have to do better. We as coaches have to do better. He just keeps saying the team has to play better. If he had said all of this time, I have to do better, that's not going to appease people. That will just be one less thing that people would be complaining about. They would not say anything about that, but they'd say, well, yeah, you coaching is terrible, so you have to do something about that. It's just one, if you have 5 things you have to complain about with this team, that would just be one of them. But now it's front and center because of what he said on Monday when he said quarterback. And by the way, I like what he did yesterday when he came out and he kind of apologized and he said he talked to the team. He said he had a bad day, all that stuff. That's good. And that's a good way for us to just kind of say, okay, let's move on. But again, if you lose this game, then all those things just get raised and talked about and ripped into, and it just becomes worse and worse and worse.
I agree. I think that from 2 perspectives, one as a fan, that response was satisfactory. It was just like, hey, I messed up, talked with the players. The players all echoed it, right? They were all on the same page. You like to see that. And the other aspect to it was just look how quickly it kind of really killed it. I know we're talking about it right now on Wednesday night, but like this was so big on Monday,
huge,
that like Monday Night Football was covering it before the game. And that effectively just that shortened the shelf life of this,
Yeah, absolutely.
completely. And
Absolutely.
so from a PR perspective, which is my background, that was perfect. It was exactly what you need to see. And so hopefully that translates into victory. So, but we will see. We got our first donation of the day from Trevor Patch. Here, let me get over to the right stand. We appreciate it. With the $5 donation, Trevor, we appreciate it. Super chat is always open. We appreciate people jumping in there. He says, Trevor says, Ron and staff want the players to make them right rather than the coaches doing what's necessary to make the players look right. Love the show, you all. Love you too, Trevor. That's an interesting kind of take there as far as, because you do hear it, right? You hear all the time, Ron. Ron saying like the players. You even hear it from Jonathan Allen. The players need to play better.
Well, that's what he's supposed to say.
Yeah, we're the ones that are out there. So, is there something? We're just a bunch of yahoos here, right? Mm-hmm. We're just fans. Maybe Trev wins 90% of his games in Madden, but like we're not coaches, right? So, but do you feel, Trevor, that there is more the coaches can do to put their players in better positions?
I mean, yes, just like you said, because we're from a fan's point of view. It looks like, you see other teams do it. You see other coaches do it, put their players in different schemes, different weeks to see if what happens. But you've also had time to do this in the off season during OTAs, training camp, and preseason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why? It just goes back to the off season. We sign guys that have a specific skill set, and we try to convert it to our skill set, and we get mad because it's not working. Well, why don't we adapt to the player's skill set? If it's a player-driven league, they say, quote unquote, why don't you do that? So yeah, I do think there's a disconnect in between with that comment, making players look right rather than making the coaches look right. Because we're a living example. We try to bring in lockdown cornerbacks to make them play zone, and they look like trash and get bad PFF grades because they don't play that style of ball. They never have in their life, and you're asking them to do it coming here, and then get mad when they look like trash when really they're not. I don't want to say it's an excuse, but it kind of is.
Draft an outside linebacker and ask him to play middle linebacker.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
An outside linebacker with 1 year of college experience.
That was climbing up the draft board on day 2 just because of rumors. Like it just kills me. So yeah, I do agree that there's some kind of disconnect there. It came out today. I think I read where it said they kind of want William Jackson to be more animated on the defense side of the ball or something, like when it comes to the PI calls or whatever and like communication. Well, what do you mean be more animated? The dude, he's all over everybody half the time he gets the PI call. So like, I don't understand what that comment means. Like, I say it's just, disconnect somewhere.
I think ultimately what's going to be the downfall of Ron, when it happens eventually, is when he came here, he asked for and got full control of personnel decisions. Even though we have 2 GMs, he hired those GMs. Those are his guys. And he has last call, right? Yeah. So when you say all these players that aren't working for in your system and you're not winning, well, you're the one obviously who made all of those calls. You made all of the draft picks. He can't sit there and go to Dan Snyder and say, well, my GM's not giving me guys that I need to make my scheme work or to help my quarterback or whatever. He's done it all. He's made the draft picks. He's made the free agent signings. He's let guys go. So that's ultimately going to be his failure as a coach, is him as a GM.
And the players that we do go get, you let them go in Carolina for an obvious reason, bro. So why are you going to go back and reach for him and bring him back here?
Yeah.
If it's the same staff he had in Carolina, like Corn Elder and Thomas Davis and
Trey Turner,
Norwell,
Andrew Notwell. Like, I don't get it. No, and you look around the league, no other team or coach through the transaction wire, you never see former like.
Oh no, you see it all the time. But the thing is,
here for us, it's a lot more.
I think you're just noticing it because it's our team and you're watching it. The thing that I have a problem with this, right? The nepotism type aspect to that is you did not win a lot of games with the Panthers.
Thank you.
I mean, every team you can pick out some good players, even like the worst, the bottom feeders, right? Washington's 1-4, and you can easily take, Terry McLaurin and Jonathan Allen and say, these are guys I want on my team if you move, right? But I just don't feel like we're getting those. We're getting people who are past, the game just isn't their game anywheres. Yeah. Ed Oliver with the not well as well. Yeah. That one's going to catch on for as long as he's flat footed and getting pushed back there. It's kind of a bad situation. And I have to say, I do agree the coaches can put them in better position. We talked about that with the final plays of the game. Like, you're 2 yards away. Like, you should be able to punch that ball in, whether or not it's passing or running. You had up to 4 attempts. You got intercepted on the 3rd attempt, but you're calling pretty much the same play every time, and you should be able to coach them. And it is on the players. I agree with Jonathan Allen. It's on the players. Wentz has to make a better decision there. You've got the bunch formation on the right side. You need to be and that you're outmatched against man coverage. That's where you're supposed to throw it. So why are we staring down J.D. McKissick when that linebacker's been sitting in the middle every single time? So yes, the players need to do better, but you could also coach up the players, I think, a little bit better. And you see some of those adjustments. We did talk about the adjustments that were coming through and where we're seeing Jamin Davis now improve. We have a good young corner in St. Juice, who's now going to be outside as long as William Jackson's sitting. And, I think that we're going to start seeing some of these things kind of pay dividends, but a lot of it seems a little too late. So,
yeah, it's disappointing all the way around, but let's not think that all is lost at this point. Okay. We're only 5 games through the season.
Yeah.
Right. We're only a quarter away, a little bit over a quarter of a way through the season. Yeah. Okay. We don't have these aspirations that all of a sudden this team's going to, go 9-3 or whatever's left the rest of the season. We don't have that aspirations, but we still have aspirations that this team can still win. The schedule is still set up for this team to be able to win. And it starts tomorrow night in Chicago. So you still got a shot at respectability. And you'll never hear, for those who are new to this show, you'll never hear any of us talk about tanking and wanting to just blow it all up and lose every game so you can get a high draft pick. I'm not going to spend my Sundays sitting there watching a team try to lose. Not the players,
no.
But you're going to put guys out there. And by the way, how would this team tank? Other than Sam Howell, you're playing all the young guys already. You're playing all your draft picks already.
Yeah.
So I don't know who you would put in there as a young guy who you want to develop. They're already playing.
Have Dax Milne be your slot receiver instead of Curtis Samuel.
No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're not going to do something crazy like that because you're not trying to develop Milne into your starting.
Bring Trapke back and start him at safety.
Hey.
But I mean, the stuff like that would get you kicked out of the NFL, for stuff. But I'm serious though, is in terms of who are the guys sitting on the bench now, other than Sam Howell. Okay. Who are the guys that are sitting on the bench that are your future? Are there anybody? Is there anybody? Is there a
no?
Maybe a Christian Holmes would play a little bit more, a 6th rounder or whatever he was,
7th
or a Chris Paul. Something like that, but you're playing all.
A lot of people are asking Paul to start right now instead of not well.
Yeah, and maybe, and we'll talk about that in the game if there's going to be any sort of big changes or anything. But I'm just saying that,
Ethan, I want to see Tressway throw a fake punt.
But I'm just saying that it would be hard for this team to tank because there are not guys that are sitting the bench that they're trying to develop, other than a Sam Howell. Yeah, and nobody.
Cole Turner. We got Steven mentioning Cole Turner, Commandalorian.
I mean, he's already playing.
Those are two. Cole Turner did get. He said he did
played.
get 3 targets.
Yeah,
not one in the end zone when you're 2 yards away.
Right.
You're not targeting the 6'7" behemoth of a man. But
you're playing B-Rob. You were playing Mathis when he was not hurt, before he got hurt.
All about
You're playing, like you said, Turner now that at this point. Who was their 4th rounder? Remember Butler, but he got hurt, right? So you're playing all your rookies. So I don't know how you would tank, but we don't endorse tanking anyway. So you gotta try to win every single game. And if that ends up with a 6-11 or 7-10, then you just figure out what that draft pick is going to be, and you do the best you can with that pick, or you trade if there's somebody that you really have to have. You do whatever it takes to go get the guy you have to have. None of this tanking to get a top 5 pick. Chase Young. Sorry.
All right, you good? You good, Stunner?
Yeah, I'm good.
Whoa, what was that? What was that?
Well, I'm saying we had the worst team, second worst team in the NFL, and we had the 2nd pick, and we picked Chase Young instead of a couple of quarterbacks. So it doesn't always work when people say, let's go tank so we can get a top 5 pick.
Here we go.
I'm just saying.
He started that slow. You see how you put at the end, too? Okay.
Yeah. And you guys are not allowed to retort that. How's that?
I don't feel like it, so it's good.
I think we're good. And I think we're going to move on to the Bears. Let's bear down and talk about this game tomorrow night. That's right. It is a Thursday night game. It means it was a short week. So when we come back, we will be talking about the injury report to include a former starter not even traveling with the team. All that's coming up on The Game.
The Game is brought to you by Pacers Running Stores. Pacers has 5 stores in Northern Virginia and DC. For the best running footwear, apparel, and gear, just stop by or schedule a virtual fitting with the best running experts in the business. Pacers Running exists to help as many people as possible through running. For every run, it's Pacers Running.
Welcome back to The Game here on Ref the District. Ethan, I love this one. I hope this game is bearable.
Good one.
I love it. Love it.
A
As a
dad
dad, that's perfect. That's wunderbar. All right. So the Chicago Bears are not a good team.
They're terrible.
We're just going to get that out of the way right now.
Yes.
Okay. We're not going to sugarcoat it. They're not a good team. Washington, however, also not a good team.
Correct.
Washington, I believe, last time I had checked, was still a dog to the Chicago, the Chicago Bears.
Still like about 1.5 or something like that.
Let me double check here.
That would make sense to me, just because
it is even right now, according to the ESPN Pick Center.
Okay, well, whatever. The Bears are terrible. Washington should beat the Bears. I said that last week about the Titans. They should have beat the Titans also, but the Bears are terrible. You want some good stats? You want some?
Let's hear it. Well, let me answer Gus Bus here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sad to hear Gus Bus says that's a little too much here, because it is called the day after reckoning. And so it will be the day after. It will be another show on Friday. That's what's going to happen.
To watch it.
You can catch the replay. It is a very busy week for us. It is a very, very busy week here as a short week. One time, Trev. Let's see it.
Can you dig it? Or can you dig it, sucker? I could do that with you.
Someone said you looked like prime time there.
We're on Prime tomorrow, baby. You got to look smart.
All right, let's hear those stats, Stoner.
Well, first of all,
stats.
Have you guys come around to Carson Wentz had a very good game outside of the last 3 plays? Have you guys come around to that yet, or no?
Right, I wasn't against it.
Yes, you were. I said
no. Rewind the tape, Stoner.
You guys,
said he had an excellent game, and I said, okay, back down. It wasn't an excellent game. He had a good game. He still only scored 17 points, Stoner. Right. So I'm not going to call it an excellent game when you only put up 17 points.
All right.
What made him good outside of that interception and
He was slinging the ball all over the place, Trev. He was excellent outside of those 3 plays. You just got to go back and watch it, man. He was throwing some darts. He was throwing some BBs all over the place. But you're right. Ultimately, he didn't score enough points for his team to win. I get that. And that kind of comes down to that last 3 plays at the goal line. So, I mean, if I understand he didn't, but if they had scored, we're talking about player of the week type stats he would have had.
Oh, let me hear these stats because I need to hear this.
He threw for 360, and I'm saying if they had scored, he would have had 360, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and a victory.
Did he really?
He had 360, Trev, with 2 touchdowns and a pick. That one play ruined everything, and I get it. So you can't say he had an excellent game because those last 3 plays count.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, outside of that, he had player of the week type numbers if he had scored on that. 360, 3 touchdowns, no picks was what it would have been, but it wasn't. So I get it. But a lot of people are starting to come around. He's in top 5 in almost all offensive categories in the NFL for quarterbacks. Right now, he is.
Which is wild.
Well, except for wins.
These are box score stats, right? You're about to bring up like yards and TDs. What about the efficiency stats? Where does he stand on those?
You think I get into efficiency stats and crap? No, I don't. I'm just saying those weren't even part of my stats. I was just wondering if you guys had come around to what kind of game he had. Think about that last drive, Trev.
Okay,
he took him. They started at the 11. And
you want to hear what a very, very good game sounds like? You want to hear it? You want to hear what it sounds like? Okay. First drive, 3 plays, punt.
Mm-hmm.
Second drive, 3 plays, punt.
Okay.
Third drive, 7 plays and a field goal.
Okay.
Then a 1-play, 75-yard touchdown, which I would happen to be in the bathroom because I was just like, oh, they're going to piddle paddle around. I've got time to piddle paddle myself. All right. Then they 5 plays punt, 1 play into half, which was them kneeling because of some poor time management.
Correct.
The second half, 4 plays punt, 4 plays downs. Then you have a 6-play touchdown drive, 3 plays punt, 4 plays punt, and then the 18 plays ends in the interception. You're telling me that's an excellent game? You have 1, 2,
6 punts.
3,
I know how many. They had 6 punts.
5, 6 punts. Yeah. That's 1, 2. How many of these were 3 and outs? 1, 2, 3 of those were 3 and outs. You have a 4 and out, a 4 and out on downs, a 4 and punt, 5 and punt.
Listen, Nathan,
you're telling me that's a very good game, Stoner?
Yes.
Your standards. I realize that like we're Washington Commanders fans and our standards have been lowered over the last 3 decades, but your standards for an excellent game, I need you to watch excellent QB play.
No. You're conflating my words. I said excellent game if they had scored at the end of the game.
But they didn't.
I said very good game. Yes. Because they did not score at the end of the game, and he threw a pick.
6 punts, 3 and outs.
Okay, listen, Nathan, go and do a team that won. Let's say Kirk Cousins. Go and look at his drives and see how many times they punted. Okay, go and do who's another team that won. I don't want to use you don't want to use an elite quarterback, right? Correct. I do not want to use like the Josh Allen, who had 300 and something in the first half. But, go and look at these other quarterbacks. They punt the ball. They have bad throws. They have interceptions, all of these things. That's over the course of a game. He had a very good game.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you said Kirk Cousins, right? That's Kirk the one Cousins. You wanted to bring.
How many did they score? How many points did they
scored? 29 points.
Okay, that's probably not fair.
Who were playing on Thursday?
Yeah.
That's exactly the game I'm looking up right now.
What are we looking?
Okay. How many punts do you think they had?
Well, half the time that doesn't really count because some drives we ran the ball a lot and we had to forced me.
He's the
QB.
QB.
Thank you, Trev. I
Don't
appreciate
don't
you
defend this man.
He's only saying that for stats. Like he was a good quarterback.
Don't defend this man. If you go 3 and out,
Hey, Trev.
you go 3 and out. You did not run the ball 3 times. You know.
No, you might have ran it twice.
You know that they're not throwing on 3 and 10.
You might have had to pass it because the running didn't get anywhere.
What about that one drive where Norwell had sack, holding, sack, false start, and they're starting it.
Those aren't all
3rd and 22, and you're gonna put. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's elite. I'm just saying that he had a very good game outside of that play at the end.
Man, a lot of you guys are jumping in here.
See, I appreciate you, Caleb. I appreciate you, Dougford. I appreciate you, Gus. I appreciate Joshua, Commandalorian. I appreciate all you guys.
Yeah, so see,
Chill guy, Dave.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Move on.
All right. So anyway,
Thank you, Gus Bus. Thank you. Not a good game.
All right, Gus.
By the way, they punted once against the Bears.
Okay.
Just FYI.
He was 17.
And also, also they have a running game as well. But anyway, Gus, you no longer are allowed to subscribe to Stonely fans. All right. And he's going to be my only subscriber, so I don't know. I guess I'm not going to have one. All right. So there's just a couple of interesting things about Chicago. They're terrible, right? We've talked about how terrible they are.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, do you realize that they average 10 completions a game?
That's really bad.
In 5 games. 10. That's what they average, Justin Fields.
That's really bad, you guys.
Chicago's offense is the 31st ranked offense in the league.
Who's 32?
I don't know. I would have to go look. Actually, I can look it up right now.
Look it up right now because I was really half expecting to go Washington.
Yeah, me too.
For total yards,
I think Washington's actually ranked 19th in offense. We have the stats up.
Carolina is the 32nd ranked offense.
The ones who just got their coach fired. That does make sense.
He has less than 4
scoring offense, they're 27th. Now I think Washington is like 28th in scoring offense, but I'm just talking about their offense. Their passing offense is the worst. They're worse than Baker Mayfield led Panthers team. So offensively, they stink. They can rush the ball. Okay.
Washington, by the way, in comparison, total offense 19th, scoring offense 26th, passing offense is 10th.
10th. Thank you. Passing offense 10th. Thank you.
Go ahead.
You guys are just you. When he comes around, there's no room on my bandwagon.
Bro, don't put S on the guy thing. It ain't part of us. That's this guy up here.
That's the one over there. You're right.
I'm with you, Stoner.
So anyway,
I'm with you.
And then let's go with their defense. Their defense overall is 22nd. Their rush defense is 31st.
Yeah. I was on Football Garbage Time with Haku, he's a Bear fan. He said the interior line defensively is poo.
But here's the problem. Washington's rushing offense is 28th.
Yes.
It's not good.
Because our offensive line sucks.
So what do you have? Washington, again, passing offense is 10th, while their passing defense is ranked 9th.
Ooh.
Okay. So then, again, you have the same thing. Our offense passing is going up against their strength defensively, which is pass defense. So something's got to give here or nothing's going to give, and it's going to be just sort of slogging.
It could be a get-right game. You know, that Washington did not run the ball well against the Titans, but they were pretty effective against, Dallas the week before.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a get-right game. And you see a lot of Brian Robinson. Maybe he's not on a pitch count this time, and he gets 15-plus carries.
That pitch count's out the window now. He's ready to roll.
Here's the biggest difference between the two teams. Obviously, Chicago having 2 wins. 2 and 3 is worlds away from our 1 and 4, right?
Damn.
Again, if we were 2 and 3, how much better life would be right now? But we're just everybody wants to bail from this team at 1 and 4. Understand. The difference is Washington is 31st in turnover margin. Okay, we've taken away 1, and we've given away 8. So we're -7 in turnover margin. Chicago is even in turnover margin. They've taken away 8, and they've taken away 8, and they've given up 8 as well. That's the difference between a 2-3 and a 1-4. And I'm not talking about that's the difference between a good team and a bad team. I'm just saying it's the difference between a horrific team and a bad team.
The ball bounces.
Turnovers.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Turnovers is the biggest difference. And that's going to be the difference tomorrow. If Washington does not create turnovers again, it's going to be tough trying to win this game because
Washington's had several turnovers wiped out on penalties there. So maybe if they can clean that up, that will be a little bit better here. We got another donation this time from our man Steve over in the Command This podcast. We appreciate it. Super chat is open as always. He says, "My guys, if we go 1-5, let's go all caps." Yeah. We will be here through the duration, but yeah, it's going to be hard to stomach losing to the Bears, who we came out the gate. They're not a good team, right?
They're not.
Stoner, you had all these stats there to show us just how they're bad. Yeah, you got a couple more for us.
Yep. About Justin Fields, who has been really, really bad. I know their coach is kind of hyping him up a little bit. But he has a 73.1 quarterback rating, which he's down there in the dregs with all the terrible quarterbacks this year. But you think that he's a runner, that he does things with his legs. But just in quarterbacks, I mean, he's 6th in rushing in quarterbacks. He's not doing a lot of running. But that's what he's probably going to have to do in order to for Chicago to win. He's going to have to run because I don't think he's going to be able to pass because they don't have a lot of weapons. I just don't see it happening. But here's the last of my stats that I thought were very interesting. Since Cam Curl has been back, okay, that's the last 3 games, right? He wasn't there for the first 2. He's been there for the last 3. I just want to throw these out there. You can't cherry pick stats, but I'm cherry picking stats. Total defense in those 3 weeks. If you didn't include the first 2 when he wasn't there, Washington would have the 6th ranked defense overall. 6th. That's how good he's been since he's been back. Points, they'd only be like 17th because they're still giving up 23 points a game in those 3 games. Rushing defense, they would have the 3rd best rushing defense in the NFL since he's been back. When we talked about that, before that first game that he was coming back, that he will make a difference on this defense, he's made a massive difference. And I think somebody even put it in there. He's the number 1 ranked safety in the NFL.
Gus has put that in there. Curl's the highest rated safety in PFF.
Absolutely. I don't see how Chicago's offense is going to do anything against our defense.
And you mentioned the running there. We're going to shout out Big Al here with the $5 donation. Thanks Big Al for that. The Jamin Davis, I think, is going to play a really big role here. And honestly, Cole Holcomb had himself a game against the Titans with those 15 tackles, often getting to the spot where he needed to, which was a problem, I think, for a few games before. You can see the communication, and specifically between Cole Holcomb and Cam Curl, you got to see that communication where they were putting themselves in the right spot and making it happen. So I do think that they will, be able to handle the run game from Chicago and keep Justin Fields back there. Honestly, we've had a lot of issues with running quarterbacks, and that's still kind of elusive quarterbacks who can throw the ball can really damage. And we saw that a little bit with Tannehill with that, escaping the sack and then getting that ball off. But I think that Justin Fields struggles mean that Washington should be primed for a very effective game there. We have one from Hot TV with the donation as well. Carson Wentz's record overall versus the Bears is 3-0.
Yeah,
just dominating the Bears there. So,
and I think there was something about maybe it was Thursday night football or something that he has a really good record.
He's 6-0 in Thursday night.
Yeah.
15
So
touchdowns, 2 picks, 1,500 yards.
everything's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything's pointing to a Washington victory, but is that going to happen? We'll get to the game predictions in a little bit. But Trev, Stoner's talked us up with all of these stats. Let's get to which is Stoner's not Stoner's strong point. Honestly, he's just kind of like more of like, what's this game feel like?
Mm-hmm.
And Trev, as the man who's not going to wear any gear until the team turns it around and is kind of wearing an orange ensemble right now, which kind of looks like what the Bears are going to be wearing tomorrow. What are your feelings on this game?
Oh man, I hate to be like this because it's just annoying and frustrating and embarrassing, but I think we're going to win tomorrow night. I think we're going to go blow the doors off Chicago. I mean, like Stoner said, it's right there for us to take it. It's right there for us to take it. This is a get-right game. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it might take a really poopy team for us to do it. They're going to say, well, you beat the Bears. Well, you know what? They're in the NFL too. And so we need a W. So I think just by going off the paper route and the stats route, and you've seen them play a little bit, we have got to beat the Bears. We just can't allow Justin Fields to have his coming out party against us because he's been struggling since he's been in the league. New systems, new coaches, new players, new this, new that. We can't let him decide to get some kind of rhythm, some kind of continuity on Thursday to get his season going. Because they are 2-3. Say what you want. They are 2-3. They've won more games than us. So I just say, I mean, I haven't really paid attention. I don't know who their weapons are, which means I don't think they have any weapons. Not saying this, I don't know them, but I mean, Darnell Mooney, I think, is their best receiver. They're getting N'Keal Harry off of injury report. He didn't do anything in New England, and he's coming off of an injury now to play, so that's not threatening. That Herbert guy is a running back. David Montgomery's hurt. They don't scare me.
Herbert is running for 5.9 yards an average. So
not against this team, he won't.
No,
I don't see it.
Run defense. So
he does have a long of 52. This defense has given up some big plays there.
So overall for this game particularly, just be fundamentally sound and don't give up any boneheaded big plays, and we should demolish this team. I mean, we should. Offensive line, of course, needs better play so Carson can actually have a chance to execute a play and put the ball downfield rather than running for his life. Better offensive line play, fundamentally sound / discipline on all sides of the ball. We should annihilate the Bears.
We had Joshua say that it's not that we will win, it's that we have to win.
That's right.
Stoner, you're saying this is a have to win game.
Yes, it is.
Does a victory against Chicago, are we keeping that same energy? Are we going to start? Is that the start of a turnaround for the season, or do you think it's just necessary that they win to prevent sliding any further back? It's just a holding ground, or is it momentum forward?
I don't know that it's necessarily momentum because the next game after that is Green Bay at FedEx, and there's literally going to be 30,000 Packer fans there, and it's going to be really annoying. But I mean, that's just how it is. But I don't think it's necessarily a get back and start rolling kind of deal. But I believe it is a game that if you don't win, all hell's going to break loose. Within the media, within the fans, within the entire organization. It's just going to be an absolute dumpster fire for the next week and a half until Green Bay, because you've got Green Bay ahead of you. And you had the comments, and then you got Chicago, who's a terrible team, and all of that is just going to be a disaster. So you have to do it for that reason. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be start of some kind of winning streak. Because of Green Bay, basically, I don't think they can beat Green Bay.
I think we can beat the Giants.
But then after Green Bay, I think is I can't remember, maybe Houston Right, the Colts, they're not good. Then you got Houston in there somewhere. You know, you got Minnesota, who's probably going to whip your butt as well.
No,
But
they're not.
you know what I mean? So
I told you,
it's just
Minnesota's
necessary to win.
not as good of a team. They'll probably beat us. That's fair. They'll
I don't
probably beat
think
us.
so.
yeah.
But they're not as good of a team as people think they are.
Mm.
Octone with the $5 donation. We appreciate it. He says, still a fan for now. Absolutely. You got to be a fan. Win or lose. Win or lose, you got to be a fan. How you do it, I'm assuming someone's taking care of that part there.
I need
Green Bay,
yeah,
Green Bay doesn't win in DC unless it's the playoffs. Well, we'll see. Green Bay is also kind of with Minnesota doing as well as they are. You know, they're putting themselves in a position where they need to start winning some games. I do think that this is a must win for the team because, and I do agree, even if it's not the start of a winning streak, at the very minimum, they need to dig their heels in and stop the slide. You have a 4-game losing streak. You cannot afford to lose on Thursday night where everybody's going to be watching and everybody's going to see, you know, and have their narrative about what the Washington Commanders are. If Washington comes out, runs the ball well, Carson Wentz doesn't cough it up, then people are going to be like, they're at 2-4. This is a team that looks better than what their record is.
Yep.
But if we come out and we're sluggish, we're getting penalties, Carson Wentz is making bad decisions or throws, and the run game isn't able to get it done against an awful Bears run defense, then people are going to go, you know, Denny Green on us. They are who we thought they were.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, you gotta watch out for all that. And at 2-4, again, you're not turning your season around at 2-4. But if they go in there and they get their doors blown out, like a Bills Steelers type game, and it's 38-3 that you lose to Chicago, I could actually see people losing their jobs next week or this weekend.
I was going to ask you that. I'm looking at
if that happens, then people are going to lose their job. I don't think it's going to happen, but you can't go on national television against a horrific team and get blown out and expect to, you know, be business as usual on Monday. It's not going to happen.
So you won't take Commandalorian's early dollar here, where we look like trash Thursday and Ron steps down Friday.
I mean, I'll take the bet because
I'll take it against Commandalorian because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. We appreciate everyone jumping in there in the chat and letting us know. Stick around because we have game predictions next here on Ref the District.
The Cool Down is brought to you by Manscaped. Ever since my Nathan started using their products, I can't cool down. Fellas, trust me. Go to Manscaped right now and get 20% off and free shipping by using the code REF. Your ladies will appreciate you. Now back to Trev, Stoner, and my Manscaped man, Nathan.
I will say this.
Fun commercial.
It's so disgusting. That quarterback comment, go back a little bit. Yep. Yeah, he apologized and clarified it, but also Carson Wentz might have top 5, 10 stats, but in the division, he's not. The quarterbacks are playing better than him. He has more touchdowns than everybody, but he has way more interceptions too. Daniel Jones only has 2 interceptions right now. Jalen Hurts has 2 or 4 interceptions right now, and Cooper Rush has 0 interceptions right now. So. I mean,
Cooper Rush. How many times did Cooper Rush throw the ball on Sunday?
I know, I know, but they're not turning the ball over. Carson Wentz is turning the ball over. I mean, Daniel Jones' MO his whole career is Danny Dimes turn the ball over, and you don't hear that anymore because they're winning and he's playing better, taking care of the ball.
Saquon Barkley is leading them.
Yeah, and Cooper Rush, he might only have 4 touchdowns, but he's taking care of the ball. He's not coughing it up. So that whole continuity thing doesn't really stick on that aspect because they're just playing better than Carson right now. But also Carson's out playing them more touchdowins, but you know what I mean.
More touchdowns, more yards.
Yeah, but
more
like
completion, better completion percentage.
And it's turnover margin. We're giving up. We've given up the ball 8 times. 6 of them are interceptions.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, Cooper Rush, and Jalen Hurts, they don't turn the ball over, and they're 4-1 and 5-0. So there's the difference right
That's
there.
big.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'd still rather have Carson Wentz than Daniel Jones and Cooper Rush. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes.
So, I
I
mean,
think the only one we take,
even this Carson Wentz, I would rather have than Daniel Jones and Cooper Rush. Because you put Cooper Rush on this team, he's not going to have that sort of success because we don't have the running game to complement and the defense, most of all, of Dallas. I mean, Dallas hasn't given up more than 13 points, I think, a game in any of the 5 games so far. That's what's carrying Dallas. He's just not screwing it up. He's being a good game manager. So he comes over here, and they're going to be down 22-0 at halftime. He's going to have to sling it all over the place, and I don't want Cooper Rush doing that.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're doing? Game predictions? My bad.
we are going to go ahead and do some game predictions. Get your game predictions in the chat right now. It's sounding like most of us are going to go towards the Bears.
Oh no, y'all do. Y'all had me fooled last week.
Yeah. Stoner, why don't you start us off with your game prediction, seeing as you're going to be writing down all of them to keep track.
I think I'm passing on writing all those down.
Yeah, I was going to say
before Day After Reckoning, I'll just go and watch the video and see who was closest, because that's a pain in the ass.
Hold on.
I know it got to be too much, but I appreciate it. I like that everybody's doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll definitely keep track.
Yeah, we're still going to keep
track as it goes on. But Stoner, then why don't you still give us yours to kick us off before we get to some of these other ones?
I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but I think this is a get right game for Washington. I know I thought it was kind of a get right game for them last week, and it should have been. But I think this is a get right game. They are going to win the turnover battle, which is the most important thing that they have to do in this game. And they're going to limit the big plays, which has been the defense's bugaboo all year. I don't see Justin Fields in that offense getting big plays. So it's going to be lower. I'm going to go Washington 23, Chicago 9. It's a get right game.
All right.
So it's a
get right game for Washington.
It's a good offensive performance, but a really good defensive performance.
Yeah, the defense definitely seems primed for a better game there. Doug is going to take the Commanders 31-16. Gregory sticking with the Bears 21-20. Trevor, wow, 48-9 Bears.
Trevor, what are you doing?
Trevor Patch with this one, not Trevor Stores.
People are getting fired if that happens.
I don't think half your coaching staff even comes back to DC.
Yeah, change your first name, Trevor. With that score, you don't deserve to be the same name as me. I'm sorry. But
very, very poor joke here, but that kind of score prediction, your initials are TP, and I think you need some there for that kind of score prediction. Commandalorian 23-9 the Bears. He's flipping your winner there, Stoner.
Hey.
Commandalorian?
Yeah, Commandalorian's he's a little down right now.
He's been down on the team.
Yeah,
Gregory, as adding to his 21-20, says that Mooney's.
Oh my gosh, Gregory, Darnell Mooney.
Hey, it's gonna be for most of the game. It's gonna be, we're gonna be pulling our hair out. We're gonna be stressing for most of the game, but I think Washington pulls away late. But yeah, make no mistake, it's going to be a stressful game tomorrow.
Stevens with you. It's 36 Commanders, 19 points for the Bears. Get right for that as well. Ethan, no score prediction, but says +1 loss, -1 Ron. Yeah, that's possible. 23-21 Commanders from Joshua.
There you go.
Kevin. Shout out, Kevin. Thanks for joining us today.
That's a good one.
I didn't know Cool Mo D was here. I would have dropped in earlier. What's up, guys? Appreciate you just doing our game predictions, Kevin. Get your game predictions in there.
Does Trev even know who Cool Mo D is?
I hope he does. Yeah. He's 34. He should know.
Okay.
Right? 35.
That's my era, though. Cool Mo D is.
Yeah.
So, all right. I stopped at Rail. We're going to get to them. But, Trev, let's hear your game prediction. What's your score prediction for this game?
I got Commanders 31, Bears 13. I think
Wow.
it's a get right game. I think we're going to show the world the potential, as Jonathan Allen hates to hear, that we have. We're going to put it together offensively. We're going to make some stops and turn the ball over on defense. Special teams is going to do its thing. I just think this is a get right game where we put everything together with a little bit of the help of how bad the Bears are to make us look like a competent NFL team. It's because you said it earlier. So it's about respectability. This might not start off a winning streak. We might lose the next two after this, but it's time to be looked at as an NFL team and not the laughing stock JV squad that we have been for the past 30-some years. I'm tired of it. Like, I don't even care about playoffs at this point because we're 1-4. I just want to win a ball game and put some respect on our name.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
And go into the weekend feeling good. Not all depressed.
Did you see, we were great here, we did great there, we did, that's what I want. So we can enjoy a Sunday watching NFL other teams play and know that we won already and not saying, hey, I wish we could throw a screen like that. Or look, they hand the ball off on the 1 yard line too, and they score. That's wild. So
crazy how that works.
All right, Nathan.
Let me get to these other ones. I do actually, real quick, before I get to, I was on rails there. I'm gonna. You mentioned the Jonathan Allen potential. His little rant there. Loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loved it. One, because I've had that rant myself. Right. Potential is, it's just like tank to me. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a loser word. Yes. Right? Like you only say something has potential when they're not living up to it.
Yes.
You never say that person has potential. You might think that you're trying to praise somebody like, oh, this person has a lot of potential, but what you're saying is that person's not living up to your expectations. No. Right? So I hate that word. I heard that word a lot growing up. Nathan has a lot of potential. Every parent-teacher conference. Yeah. If he would just do his homework, Nathan has lots of potential. I was like, am I acing your test? Do I participate in class? Do I know this information? Yes. I don't need to do your stupid homework. And Jonathan Allen doesn't need to hear about potential. He needs to get victories on the field.
I love Jonathan Allen.
I agree with it. Jonathan Allen is I think he's taken over Tress Way as my favorite commander right now, which is pretty hard to do because you guys know how much I love Tress Way.
Only because he went to Game with Center.
Rails going 24-19 Bears.
Yeah.
Commandalorian says Justin Fields is going to rip us apart. We might have some dollar on that one here. Redskin 007 45-10 Washington.
There you go, brother.
Like to see that. Dubs family 28-14 Washington. Another good score.
Nice Dubs.
The better O's haven't scored that much against us. Exactly. Like the defense, I think it's not great. I agree with Yam on this one. There still needs to be some changes to the defense, but it's still pretty strong. That front four is monstrous. I know Sweat just recently got on the sack train. And I know that there's no but Casey Toohill and William Bradley King. Like, these aren't guys who are going to put fear into you, but they're solid. And Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen are just absolute monsters. They're
they're proving why that fight on the sideline was nothing to be really concerned about. They're boys.
Don't forget, there was a 3-minute fight in the locker room too. After that game, they fought for 3 minutes, dude.
That's probably a long time, though. At the time, it probably felt like it was way longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
They fought. Big burly dudes.
I would not want to be in that locker room. I definitely would have grabbed my towel and I would have walked away. I just been like, "Yep, we're leaving."
It's probably like John and Duran doing it again. It's probably an everyday thing. They're probably like for real brothers. So.
Also proves my point that second-round draft pick was a waste of a draft pick.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. Oh no, that's another tangent. Because
we'll put a pin in that one.
As the third round, as the third rounder was as well. Okay, moving on.
You're only saying that because
you're not coming after B-Rob right now.
You can't come after my man's injured. You're only saying that because he's injured.
I'm just saying he's a luxury.
Yeah, that I would agree with.
Trev, move your camera. I couldn't even see Trev. Trev's yelling at us, and I'm like, "Where?"
I don't think Trev can see us. I think someone called him Stevie Wonder earlier. He's got. Give me the.
Hey, Stevie.
For our audio listeners, Trev's wilding
Go
out
back
over
and watch
here.
that. Sorry, Stevie. I love you, bro. You're a classic. You're great. You're a legend.
Caleb, 2010 Washington, Gus Bus, 23-21 Bears. Sly has a 52-yard hit the upright as time expires. Man, wow. I think we all just turn off the TV after that.
Something might get broken.
Tommy T with 12-9 like last week. Oof, that'd be you cannot stomach another boring game like that. Big Daddy, thanks for joining us here. 17 Commanders to the 9 Bears. I like that score. That's pretty good there. 24-16 Washington, 45 for the Bears, 3 for the Commanders with Mr. Liberty there. Curl gets a pick 6. Ooh, save that one for Dalla. Any other scores? No, it looks like I've gotten through the scores a little bit.
Yeah, bonafide
picker.
Bonafide picker 3-2 Washington. Love that. Love it. Love it. Yeah, that would be like,
I'll give you my 401k if that actually happens.
Oh, easy now. Easy on those one-sided bets.
As for my score, I've kind of a couple people got pretty close there. I do think that this is going to be a low-scoring game. I still do not have faith in the offense. Whether or not Carson Wentz has a really good game, Stoner, with 6 punts, 3 and outs and whatnot. I'm going to go Washington on this one, 17-6. I think that they're going to really hold the Bears down. I do think there's going to be a big play or two that they give up, but it's not going to result in a touchdown.
Yeah, they're wearing those ugly ass uniforms too. They can't do that.
I want us to wear the blacks. I don't know what I'm sure we're going to be wearing the whites.
Yeah, we don't know what we're wearing, right?
Oh wait, they're wearing orange.
They're
top,
wearing orange
bottom, right?
I think we have
to
wear
all
white.
orange. They're all orange.
I think we have to wear white.
All white then.
And if they're gonna wear all orange, I think it would look good if we wore all white. I don't think it would look good if you wore
color out game.
Pants.
We like that on Thursday. I loved our all gold one that we had that Trent Williams was sporting that Thursday.
Yeah.
That was kind of hideous to me. But the I think the black would look great. It's October. Bring me some Halloween spirit with the black and orange.
I don't know if they can.
Lord. We're gonna be.
I don't think you can though.
Yeah, you can.
Once the home team does the dark color, then I think you have to go white.
Remember Color Rush? Oh, some teams have white.
Yeah,
you have white. Like the Bengals.
Rockman
remember the Bengals had that
too.
That really sharp.
Yeah, Caleb. That's what I'm talking about. Halloween themed game.
The scoreboard will probably be. No, it was too early for that.
But I think that's what you have to do. Once the home team decides their color, you have to go with the opposite.
As long as we look good,
it's color or not color. I do think that's the case. If they're all white, I think that will be pretty good. I got a couple other score predictions in there. Mike with 17-9 Washington, John with 27-20 Bears. We'll see how it all goes up on that one. Before we get into some Dalla, you want to go back to that second round pick comment? Because I feel like we can't let that linger any longer.
That's rough on this one if we do.
Damn, I mean, you guys can do what you want with it. It was a waste of a draft pick. So it was a third rounder. And I said it at least when they made it. And you did too when they made it, Nathan.
Oh, I will stick by what I said. I thought that Brian Robinson was not a good pick. He was my least favorite pick.
The second rounder too, Mathis.
Oh,
you're live.
I shared
video.
my live reaction.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, I was surprised. And then the very next day, I turned around and I shared all my thoughts on why it was a smart pick.
It's a dumb pick. Nothing against Mathis. The position group that they drafted. And it's bearing out, no pun intended. It's bearing out here with this team that your strongest part of your team right now is your defensive line. So that's it. You didn't need a defensive tackle. You needed an offensive lineman. Hello. You play to win the game. You play to win now. Don't be drafting for the next coach, okay? Because if you suck and you don't draft right, the next coach is going to be coaching Mathis, not you.
If he's there.
You have to draft for what you need now. They didn't need a defensive tackle in the second round. They should have drafted an offensive guard or tackle.
They liked the guards they had picked up, and they wanted
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
Then you blame them
That's
for
how they
talent
screw
evaluation that you don't.
That goes back to the offseason.
That's
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
proving my point.
No, I'm saying
The talent
Mathis
evaluation was
it ended up being the right pick. Like he was going to take 55% of the snaps prior to getting injured. He was going to be out there a lot. He would have been. Yeah,
I love
Tommy
when he
T.
does
So why
that.
we draft Chase Young when we had no QB? Don't
We
get
had a
Stoner
QB
started
at
on
the
that
time.
one because
I'll answer that
He
real
did
quick
have a
because he was a freak. He was the freak athlete at the time. Like you couldn't pass up on him at number 2. I mean, you just couldn't.
You never heard of him.
Yeah, we did.
I
Chase
never
Young.
heard of him.
Chase Young is what he's saying.
Oh, you're talking
You
about Chase
should have
Young.
this. Oh yeah, I was gonna say you should.
I thought you were talking about Mathis.
Oh no. I was doing the Chase Young thing. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm with you guys. Yeah, you did need a defensive tackle at number 2.
You didn't
No.
need him at the second round.
You probably could have gotten some value later on. You had the 2 5th-round
Yeah.
picks that you ended up making. You could have
Because
gone
just
somewhere else.
look at,
That's
again,
hindsight. That's
what's-
hindsight.
right. That's what we do. We go and look at
I
it in
think it was
hindsight.
a fine. Pick.
They get
Okay.
paid
Let me see. here.
$7 million a year to be able to have the foresight to know that they needed an offensive guard, not a defensive tackle. We get paid $0 to look at it in hindsight and say, you screwed up. That's what we do. That's what they do. They get paid all that money to do the right thing. And they hosed it on that one. Same with the 3rd rounder. You can love B-Rob all you want, but that was a luxury pick for a running back. Nobody said that they needed a running back in the offseason. Nobody said that because they didn't. Does he make your team a little bit better? Yes. But how about these other positions that have gotten way worse?
I'm looking at
This was a
didn't
topic
address.
that got brought up.
Mhm.
And we touched about it a little bit on Monday, and Kevin's asking it right now. What about Dotson? You know, we did if we didn't take Dotson and Diami plays like he did this last week, does that make Dotson a luxury?
I think I
We
brought
could have
that up
gotten
Monday. Didn't I?
Linderbaum, a top guard.
Didn't I bring that up Monday? Didn't I say that on Monday that maybe if Diami Brown is going to play like he played in this one game and he continues that, do you look at that 1st rounder and say that was a luxury? Now, I wanted a wide receiver. But again, I'm a big dope, and all I want is for our offense to score 50 points a game, and I don't care about anything else. But was that a luxury? Yeah, probably. If you were going to lose Sheriff and you were going to lose Flowers, then maybe you should have spent it on a guard.
Well, the guards that were taken.
After?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to worry to.
You mean
worry about.
you mean they are names that we haven't heard of?
Yeah.
But who knows how they're doing with their
Linderbaum,
new
I
teams.
think, as a center, if you wanted to go the
Yeah.
center route.
Cam Jurgens, the center from Nebraska, went to the Eagles after us.
Yeah, how's he doing? I mean, we have no idea how he's doing
Probably
because
in the practice.
we're not close.
A guard, Luke Godecki from
Kenyon Green,
Cincinnati.
Zion Johnson.
He was a tight end at first. Now he's a lineman. The Buccaneers got him at 57. He's a guard.
I'm
Ed
just
Ingram
saying
played-
it's easy for us, obviously, to look at it in hindsight. But
Yeah.
looking at it in hindsight, they screwed those draft picks up.
It's a
And maybe
very-
Mathis is
very
going to be
low
an
bar for
all-pro.
Mandalorian.
Maybe Mathis is going to be an all-pro next year or 2 years from now or whatever. But not with Ron coaching. It's going to be somebody else because he took Mathis instead of a lineman to help Carson Wentz. That's all I'm saying. And same with B-Rob.
I mean, you got Jonathan Williams. He looked good like 2 games ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make
He looked
B-Rob?
good on Sunday until he got hurt.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's
that was all the point that I'm trying to make.
okay.
They botched it.
It seems like you got a lot of support there, Stoner, in the chat. Once again,
because
you guys are
because
stroking Stoner's ego.
I'm a silly debater. That's why.
You're right.
I just like poking the bear for the most part. But
are you guys with me now? Are you coming over to my side?
No.
Why? Give me just give me a good reason why.
Just like I'm not changing the Chase Young pick, I'm sticking with the guys we got, and we're gonna roll.
Because there wasn't offensive lineman that could have serviced us in the second round.
You don't know that.
We do know that. It was the draft. It was all these draft. The best one was Tevin Jenkins, and the Bears were already talking about trading him from Chicago. There was Tyler Lindenbaum from Notre Dame. We weren't in a position to get him. Outside of Evan Neal, how's that working out? Probably better now because they're 4-1. But other than that, we weren't in a position to get those guys. After those guards, nobody else mentioned an offensive lineman in the draft that could sneak up to round 2 or 3. So it's maybe we got him because he's the best available at round 2.
So we talked about the center for Baltimore. What's his name again? Lindenbaum?
Yeah.
Is he the Iowa guy or he's the Notre Dame guy? Iowa guy, right?
He
went after us,
yes.
right? Mm-hmm. You had 2 centers coming off of major injuries in the offseason. 2 of them. Your 2 centers that you were counting on were coming off a broken leg and a blown out Achilles. And you didn't think to address that in the draft or in free agency?
No, they're fast healers is what the report says, so we didn't draft anybody.
Kyle Larson's still not out here yet.
Yeah, he's not going to make the game.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
I agree. I agree with Tommy T here. We do not know what Mathis will become. By all means, he was doing a solid job prior to the injury. I agree, Steven. Hindsight 2020, no real point. This is also we're 5 games into the season.
Yeah,
this season's over.
And the strength of your team is defensive tackle.
Kevin here, spoiler alert, I'd put any of the rookie guards up against, and we call him not well here, Kevin.
Yeah. Not well.
He is not well. He is playing not well. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get to the Dalla section of tonight. Let's get in some spicy ones. Give us your best game predictions, like what's going to happen in the game in the chat. Give us some spicy ones so that way Stoner doesn't admonish me for not giving out spicy enough.
Carson throws 2 picks tomorrow night.
He's not going to throw 2 picks.
He's not throwing 2 picks. I will take that.
Write it down.
Wentz.
We all thought that last game until it was time to win the game.
Mandalorian, I'm going to answer this for all of us. It's true. Absolutely. One in the game is one in the trenches.
Absolutely.
Love me some big guys.
Stoner and Nathan. All right, Nathan, put one out there.
You said spicy.
I think last time he didn't have any that he actually started either. I think
Chicago does not score a touchdown.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'll take that too.
That's a good one, Nathan. I'm proud of you, son.
All right.
You kind of have to with the score prediction.
I did, yeah. It was 6 points. I mean, they could have scored a touchdown and then missed the extra point.
Yeah, you're right.
Chicago does not score a touchdown, correct?
Does not score a touchdown.
Trev, you with me or with Nathan?
I'm with you. I think they do score a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they score one. I'm proud. I am. I'm proud of you, Nathan. Way to jump out there.
Steven said we should have worded it this way, that Carson throws more TDs than interceptions.
Interesting. How about this? How about Alex Ovechkin has more goals than Justin Fields throws touchdowns tomorrow night? The Caps play tomorrow night against Toronto.
I think Ovechkin.
Ovi will have more goals than Justin Fields has touchdowns.
What happens if it's a push?
I said more. I didn't say equal to or more.
Because I just said that they're not going to score a touchdown. So, you're making me want to go. But if Ovi doesn't score, which, I mean, come on. Like, when does he not score?
Well, he hasn't scored tonight.
Yeah.
But anyone want that?
Caps are playing right now, and he's got him over there in the corner. So when you see him
they're down 3-2
in
the third.
I think Ovechkin will score 2 goals tomorrow night.
Yeah, so you're with me.
I'm staying out of this one.
Oh, so there's no bet then, because Trev was with me on that.
Yeah, I'm staying out of this. I probably would have gone with you. So either way, there wasn't going to be any action there. I like this one from Steven. Washington gets its first defensive touchdown tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I like it, I mean that it's spicy. I'm not taking that action.
Yeah.
I will say this though. How's this?
I'm going to ask for spicy and then refuse to take it.
Are you gonna? Do you think Washington's going to get their first defensive touchdown tomorrow?
No.
Okay, then. Thank you. How about this? Washington is +2 in the turnover battle.
I think they will be too. I think they're going to be 2-0 on turnover margin.
Yeah, we'll have 2. They'll have 0.
Okay, everyone's with me. Okay, I thought maybe I would get some action there. Cole Turner gets his first TD from Tommy T. I don't think it's going to happen.
I will say
if they were going to use him, they would have had him out there, and he would have been a target on one of those throws.
All right, Trev.
No, what were you about to say, Stoner?
I was just going to say I was going to give a specific and say that Cam Curl will get a pick. I'm going to specific guy, not the defense. I'm saying Cam Curl specifically will get an interception tomorrow.
I'll take that. It's not happening.
Stoner.
Definitely not me. Active duty. Don't touch the stuff.
No.
Nathan, where are you on that?
I like Cam Curl, and he does tend to be in the area, and Justin Fields can cough it up. I'm with you, Stoner.
All right.
Pick 6 on Justin Fields. Someone's pick 6 on Justin Fields. I think we're all out on that one.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 sacks tomorrow.
At least 2 sacks, I hope is what you mean.
No, we're
because they're going to have more than 2 sacks.
I say 2.
You say only 2?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go. Says Trev.
You got to say at least 2.
I'm saying only 2.
Only 2, up to 2. Then we'll give you up to 2.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 or less is what
we don't do well with mobile quarterbacks. We just don't.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm taking the.
I'm taking it.
I'm taking the over on that one.
Yeah, me too. I think they're gonna have. I think they'll have probably 4, 3 or 4.
That's the spirit, P4. That's the spirit. Futures bet here. We win tomorrow. We go into the Super Bowl.
Hey,
on the Super Bowl shuffle.
We all going as fans.
Let Commandalorian go. I mean, let Commandalorian know. Give him some of that energy.
I was about to say this too, Mike Lowry. Wow. August gets his first pick.
Yeah, that's not happening. You're going with that, Trev?
I'm going with it. Put that down for me.
All
right. Of all of these,
easy dollar.
One, he's gonna get one. He might not deserve it because trash, but he'll get one just because.
Oh man! Now Commandalorian's going to do the reversal of P4.
Hey, you listen to me all the time. I say that all the time.
Yeah, this is the
Commanders
Trev type
of
one here. Commanders go 3 and out on a first possession. I will take it. I don't think they go 3 and out.
I don't either.
I think it's a play action.
They'll probably get 4 plays like they did that other time, but.
Terry McLaurin has more than 7 targets tomorrow.
I'm with you, Trev.
Yeah, I think he will too.
Really? More than 7?
Yeah. I think he might have 7 in the first half.
Ooh, now that's spicy.
Well, I'm not willing to bet on that though.
All right, I'll
You're not willing to bet? Okay, Trev's
going to take 7 targets in the first half.
All right.
Trev. I don't think we'll get. How many targets has he had per game here lately?
I'm looking that up as we speak.
7 targets.
As we speak. Let's see here.
I don't think he'll have that.
Okay, targets. Ooh.
How many
targets? Tennessee, he only saw 6 targets. Dallas, 6 targets. 9 with Philadelphia. 8 at Detroit. And 4 in Jacksonville.
7.
I'm going to go with Stoner on this one. I think 7 for the game sounds good. 7 in the first half. I just don't see them forcing him the ball. They should. They might. They won't.
Let's see. I got one for you.
All right, get yours in there.
Joey Sly. I always like to bet on him. Joey Sly has 4 field goal attempts.
Damn, we really can't get the ball in the end zone. That says a lot for our offense right there.
Yeah. Anyone?
I say no. I say it's going to be less than that.
I'm going to say no to that too, but I do want the action.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Is he doesn't get it? That
Field
Trev,
goal.
you're with me on this one.
I'm with you, Nathan, on this one.
Chase Young is still coming back. It'll probably be.
Vikings?
I don't even think he's going to come against Green Bay. I think that it's going to
Yeah.
wait one more
Vikings.
game.
At least.
But just think, this team is 5th in QB pressures. When Chase Young comes back,
That's going to go up crazy.
ooh, I'm just
cannot
waiting for
wait.
him to come back and make a.
Tuhill's been on the rankings. He's ranking pretty high.
Yo, he's Ryan Kerrigan JV version, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right. Why? Just because he's white. That's why. Why not James Smith Williams? Why is he not Ryan Kerrigan?
We gotta remove that. Stephen pointing out that Joey Sly has only had 2 attempts all year. So my man Stoner saying that he's going to double his attempts.
Let's go
on that one. We got to move you back up for consistency. Gregory, I'm taking this one. I don't think either one of these guys are going to take that. Heineke's not starting the second half. Not starting the second.
Yes, he is.
The only way he comes in is if there's an injury. That's the only way. Yeah.
My man had the nerve and audacity to sign autographs after that loss the other day on the way out the tunnel. Did you see that? My man stopped and signed autographs.
Why not? Why not? If somebody wants your autograph, you
not today. Next week.
No, I can't sign autographs because I didn't play. They want your autograph, man.
No, I'm sorry.
Sign the autograph. I'm with Stoner on this one. Sign it. How about this? Alcatone says we go for it on 4th down at least one time.
Oh, everyone throw the challenge flag at least one time. Yes to that, and we're going to throw a challenge.
I do think we go for it on a 4th down.
Yeah.
I don't see them throwing a challenge flag.
Oh, I definitely do. On something clear as day as well. Gibby's going to fumble the ball and kick it a few times and ruin
I'm with Trev.
You think that they're going to throw the challenge flag?
Washington throws challenge flag.
Throwing challenge. How many timeouts we have? Something stupid.
Stoner gets kicked off all the time. Trev takes himself out all the time. Shout out to the OGs of the DMV.
Yeah.
Love those guys. Some great group of guys there. Make sure you check out their channel. They have a lot of fun over there as well. Just don't pick Van Dam. It's a trap.
B-Rob, 14 carries.
I'm taking that. He'll get 11. Come on, Nathan.
B-Rob.
I'm with you, Stoner. I think he gets 14. I'm gonna go another B-Rob one here. He scores his first NFL rushing touchdown.
Well,
is he RB1 tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Are we using Gibby more as a route runner than a running back tomorrow night?
You're going to use him as a returner, and you're going to use him as a to spell Robinson.
Wow.
And that's it.
That's crazy. My man got shot in the leg, came back and said, "Thanks for holding my seat." Or holding my beer.
Can't lose your job to injury. If the other guy's not like lighting it up, then yeah, you get your starting job back because it was his job.
Yeah.
So touches, right? Or rushes? Did you say touches or rushes?
No, I said carries. I said straight up carries.
Straight up
carries. Have 14.
Yeah, I think
carries.
he gets at least the 14 carries. And I'm saying that he gets his first rushing touchdown.
I think he does too. I think he gets a rushing touchdown.
Trav?
B-Rob rushing touchdown? No, not yet.
All right. Nathan and Stoner.
I hate to be like
we've got a lot of good ones in here. I'm gonna get back to them, but we have another B-Rob one here. Under or over 75.5 yards for
and a
touchdown. End of touchdown.
I mean, he's going to be right around there at the 75-yard mark. I think he's going to have like 15 for 70.
I'm saying 15 for 40.
Wow, that's terrible.
I mean, he'll have one nice long one, and the rest they'll figure it out.
That's really terrible.
Trev.
What?
You just said the man was going to have less than 14 rushes.
Yeah.
And now you said that he had 15 rushes.
If he has more than 14, it'll be 15, and then it'll be for 40 yards. I was going off of that bet, not mine.
Okay.
I was with you, Trev. I got it, Trev. I understood what you're
Answer
doing.
Joshua's question. We will be live not just before the game, but for the game. You can catch the game with us.
Whoa.
We got your play-by. If you don't have Amazon Prime, just tune into us. We give you play-by-play. We give you color commentary.
Use my bat on my login.
It just may happen, Steven. Stoner might accidentally fall out of his chair on a wild Washington touchdown. That might happen.
And here's something crazy, because tomorrow I'm getting the carpets cleaned in the house, right? So I don't even know where I'm gonna be set up, but I'm not gonna be here because this is the office and I've got carpet here. So I'm gonna need it to dry. I don't know where I'm gonna
bring my laptop into the bar tomorrow and hook up and
there you go.
Do a little pregame stuff with you guys.
We're starting at 7:45.
7:45
Yep,
sounds good. Gregory, you are always welcome, even if you're not going to be positive. I want you there cheering with us. I want you to keep that same energy. That's what I want. Let's keep.
Trev,
that
you
same
had
energy.
one. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no, Scott Turner. Hear the critics.
I'll take it. It's gonna be something crazy. Watch.
He hears the critics and the fan base and the media and everybody, and he pulls a rabbit out of his what with a trick play, and it's successful.
Ooh, a successful trick play for Washington. That's a good one, Trev. No, I don't think
Thursday night prime. Ron Rivera's Super Bowl town. Scott Turner is not creative enough. You know what? I'll throw a flea flicker in there tonight and see what happens, and then we might score on a bond of De'Ami Brown on that play.
I don't think he has the luxury of doing any trick plays. I don't think he will.
I'm with Stoner on this one.
We did week 1, and it worked.
And that's been it, right?
Yeah. There's just not been a lot of. There's not been a lot of offensive line consistency, right? So they Scott Alcatone says Scott Turner will take over for Ron, and I don't think that's happening.
All right, we got some good dollar bets. We have more than
we do. We have this one from Tommy T. I want in real quick here. We run the ball twice as many times as we did last week.
How
many did we have last week? 12.
Last week, 17 rushes.
We should run the ball more than 20 times.
17 though, but 5 of those are scrambles, weren't they? From
five carries from Carson Wentz.
Yeah. So really we rushed the ball. I mean, stat wise was 17, obviously, but I mean, really we ran the ball with a running back 12 times.
We lose this game Thursday. Here's my dollar, my last one. We lose Thursday. I hope not. Some personnel change will happen by Monday.
Well, I mean,
anybody. Could be Chris Harris. Could be Ryan Kerrigan again. Not really. Could be Rio. Could be.
If they get embarrassed, I'm there with you. But if it's if they lose
like we did on Sunday,
if they lose like they did this last week, nobody's getting fired. But
with a chance to win and we still lose,
nobody will get fired for that. But if they get blowed out, then somebody's gonna have to take the fall for that. And it's not gonna be Ron, not yet. So no, I'm not taking that.
No, I'm going to stay out of it as well. I don't think that unless they get blown out. If they get blown out, then I see a staff change. But they have to get like badly beat.
Right.
Like it has to be an absolute disaster. But if it's a close game or even reasonable game, I think they're just going to keep rolling with it. I don't think they're going to change it. P4 is going to fire himself. Bobby McCain, they are definitely moving away from players. William Jackson's out. We didn't really talk about the injuries. William Jackson is out, and I don't know that he's going to see the field again
ever.
For
Washington.
Yeah. You really don't think he's coming back on the field ever?
I just don't know. I don't think you got the back injury. Whether or not it's real or not.
Oh, it's definitely real.
He said he has a back injury. Coach says he was benched. Regardless of where he's at with the back injury, I just don't the back injury one, that's going to linger for a little bit. And then two, I just don't think he's going to earn his spot. I think St. Juice is going to continue to lock it up.
Mm-hmm.
How many times are we going to see that? That should be a dollar bet right there.
They got to bench Kendall Fuller. You can't bench my man for drawing. I mean, yeah, he's had his fair share of hit plays, but he's allowed one touchdown? That's it.
Let's just say he doesn't play again because of the injury for this year. I'm just saying, right?
Okay.
His cap hit next year, I believe, is 15 mil.
Yeah.
But if he's cut, his dead cap is 9 mil. Do you cut him and eat that 9 mil off of your cap? Or do you keep him out there and let him earn his 15?
Bro, see, it's so tough because he's in a system where he can't thrive, and that's what we go back to, putting players in position to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I know he had to sign the contract to come here and agree to what was said, but we don't know what was said.
He doesn't care. He sign that contract.
I would count him when it comes to money, but also maybe if he was put in a better position with a better coach and coordinator, he might thrive.
Yeah.
So that for real, because it's not like he was mediocre when he got here. He was a top lockdown corner free agent at the time. So it's like
he was one of, if not the top corner on the market.
And he kind of locked Terry up a little bit when we played him, just a little bit. I mean, it was a good matchup when we played him. So it was like, okay, if he can hold his own with Terry McLaurin, he'll be fine. Then he comes here and plays a completely different scheme. And now we're all talking about getting rid of him. So that's why yes and no. Yes, if you're all about money. No, if you're thinking like he can be good. There's that potential word. He can be good, but
again, let's just say again that he doesn't play again this year, and let's say they part ways with Jack Del Rio, and they bring in a new defensive coordinator whose system is man to man on the corners on the outside.
Okay,
do you bring him back even though he didn't play?
Yeah, because I mean, I know we're hurt. We talk about draft a cornerback, but there really aren't that good. I mean, they're good college quarterbacks, but they really don't translate NFL like they used to. Like the Ed Reeds and Dale Greens and the Asante Samuels and Champ Baileys. Like, they translate. Now it's like, yeah, they're good in college, but when they get into the league, it's like they're not that great. Like J.C. Jackson, who the hell was he in college? But he comes here and now he's Mr. INT. So it's like, that's just the luck thing. I think you keep your veteran corners for at least 2 years to see if they thrive. I mean, I don't know. That's just too early to move on.
Yeah, I think the coaches will probably sit down with him and see where he's at. And if we get a new defensive coordinator, I can see him sticking around,
right?
Because 9 million is not nothing, right? Like you're saving 8 million in cap, right? No, you're saving 6 million.
Saving 6 million.
Saving 6 million. That's not enough.
Yeah,
I think you probably stick with them.
Yeah, definitely restructure that joint because it looks like now.
You know what restructuring does?
It drives people away.
No, but I mean the restructuring adds years.
Kicks it down to the
adds years to him expected to be here. So if it was going to expire at the end of 23, well, now it's going to expire at the end of like 25. So yeah, your money is spread out, but it's got to go somewhere. So now he's going to have cap hits later on.
I think
that's why I think they don't extend a lot of these guys because they don't want that, extra couple of years on the cap.
I'll be real surprised if they let him go and we keep Kendall Fuller. Then that will be a joke. Like, not even just because of my hate for Kendall Fuller, but just because of you can watch the tape. Yeah, William Jackson has PIs every now and then, whatever, but you just watch Kendall get burnt every week, no matter if he's targeted or not. I mean, the man is grading the highest quarterback rating. It's just
he's not had a good year. He's been in position a lot, but he's just getting beat at the ball. And
it's kind of like
we talked about that. Where I think Jackson, he's just not. He's being beat.
Yeah,
he's not being beat at the ball. He's just not communicating, and that's one of the things that coaches have a problem with. And Mike's comment here, I don't understand why this coaching staff won't sit down with each player and figure out what they're good at instead of just say play within the system. And that's exactly what this coaching staff is doing. They're like they get these players who they think have I want to say they know have talent, and instead of playing to the talent that they've picked them up for, are trying to say, hey, now play it this way. Do it our way.
Everything you've been doing your whole life, throw it out the window and just try it this way. Oh, week 3, you suck. Well, I've never done this before.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair assessment on how that's gone for him, 100%. But somebody at some point said, this is what we want to do. Do you want to come and do that here? Yes, I do. Well, here's how much money we're going to give you. Oh, right. Yes, I do. Want to come there and play. I don't care what you say, what defense you run. I don't care.
Yeah, when that guaranteed money is in front of you, like if somebody offered us, Trev, $1,000 to a radio show on Saturday, we're there. Yeah. We're there, right? These guys are like, you're paying me $15 million to line up. Got it. Cool.
But what if they say, we're going to give you $1,000 to do this radio show, but you're going to talk about just the Bowie Bay Sox?
Yeah. I've got the gift of gab, sir. I can do it.
You got everything you've learned in the broadcasting world, shelve it and do it this way for $1,000.
Yeah. And then they say, you're doing a terrible job of talking about the Bay Sox. We want you to talk directly about their stats and all their different games and all this other stuff. And you're like, I don't know anything about all that stuff. And they're saying,
I don't know anything about a lot of things. It doesn't stop me from opening my mouth. Now, as far as changing up everything on the radio side, I mean, am I still getting that $1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But you're not being successful at it. Your radio show, the ratings have gone down. Your reputation as a broadcaster has gone down because of all this. Are you sticking around for that money?
Well, I don't have a choice in the matter.
You do. You got
Jackson doesn't have a choice.
You got to play along.
Jackson doesn't have a choice. Yeah. He's got to stick around.
Got a choice to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't know that you're talking about all the stuff that happened after.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he does have a choice. He said, my back hurts. That's his choice.
Yeah, it's like you saying my throat hurts. I ain't got no voice. Then you're going to sit.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I got laryngitis.
Yeah. And you don't want to travel and he's not traveling?
Yeah, that part was kind of interesting to me that he wasn't traveling, but I don't want to read too much into that. And no one's trading for the record. We've seen a lot of the trade Jackson, trade Fuller. No one's like, you're not getting anything.
Did we even really touch on if Ron Rivera should be fired right now? Did we ask that because of Matt Rule got fired?
No, he should not be fired right now.
Nikki J brought up the numbers, and their stats are Ron Rivera is better by 4 games. He has 4 more wins and 4 less losses.
Yeah.
Do we fire Ron Rivera?
No.
I mentioned it before. I'm gonna double down on it. Ron's not gonna get fired.
I know he's not, but
Ron may step away at the end of the season. If the season doesn't go as well as it should, he may step away, but he's not getting fired.
So what's the difference in Jay Gruden being 0-5 and getting fired, and then us perhaps being 1-5 and Ron not getting fired?
The clout the coach has, and also the fact that Ron actually runs the team. Mayhew can't fire him.
Right.
Ron hired Mayhew.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it. And also it was Jay's 5th year as opposed to Ron's 3rd year. I mean, that plays a part. The money that he's owed if he gets fired is a lot of money. Jay was in the 5th year of his 6-year deal because he got an extension. So you were only paying him a certain amount. He wasn't getting $7 million a year either. He was probably getting $4 million. But money plays a part of it. Clout plays a part in it, all that stuff. But no, I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but that's for all the future talk. We will be back tomorrow on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as we live stream the game, give you our play-by-play and commentary. I want to make sure, I guess I shouldn't say live stream the game. I should say specifically that we will be on live giving you play-by-play and commentary. We cannot, for legal reasons, share the game with you. But if you're watching with us, you'll know what's going on because we've got you covered here on Ref the District. If you like the Caps, they are playing right now. That's what Stoner keeps turning his head over. They will be playing tomorrow as well. Check out our Caps season preview with Cakes from the Junkies and Sammy Silver. That just got launched today. Was supposed to be yesterday. Unfortunately, a scheduling conflict got that pushed to today. But don't worry, check that out. Back tomorrow, back on Friday for the day after Reckoning. And until
also go check out our Jennifer Leno after the whistle. It's Bears week.
Yeah,
Wife of Charles Leno, former Bears offensive lineman, now Washington Commanders forever offensive lineman. Hope she hears that. Check that out too. Sorry.
Yeah, that one's good.
And then
Stoner, you got anything to add before we close out?
Yeah, just make sure before you leave here, all those who are in the chat, hit that like button. Appreciate that. That helps us out as well. And if you haven't subscribed, I think most of you all have. But if you haven't, hit the subscribe button too. We'd appreciate it.
And Darren Haynes, shout out you too for interviewing Jennifer Lowe after we did. We're happy that we could set that precedent for you too. So.
And as always, go to manscaped.com.
Yeah.
And use the code RAF to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. And until next time, be a fan.